But that warm weather, a lot of people are already feeling, could trigger a return of a major threat for plants in the Northeast, potentially in other areas as well. Officials are warning that the rising temperatures could help lanternfly eggs hatch earlier this year. The invasive species, which were everywhere last summer and they're native to China, they're known to cause destruction to more than 70 types of trees, as well as other forms of plant life. A lot to discuss here. And for more on this, joining us is Brian Eshenaur. He is a Senior Extension Associate of Invasive Species at Cornell University. Here we go again, Brian. I mean, I feel like every year you hope that there won't be a return of these spotted lanternflies, but these are something we really should be concerned about.
Yeah, in fact, the numbers are increasing in some areas. In New York City, for example, we'll probably see more this year, and they're expanding up the Hudson Valley. We're also seeing them in areas as far south as North Carolina. And we're concerned about their westward expansion. You know, they can affect crops such as grapes. They've killed some portions of vineyards in Pennsylvania, and we want to protect, especially out west, where they could expand to.
Okay, so then why are they spreading so quickly, so easily? I feel like exactly what you're pointing out is like every year there's another state at it.
Yes. I hate to say it, but it is human assisted. So they are traveling on our vehicles and in trains, apparently, and on the outside. So their egg masses are laid in the fall. They're out there now. They're just beginning to hatch, but they're very resilient. So those egg masses can withstand sub-zero temperatures. And if we take something that has an egg mass on it and we don't notice it, you can see one there. It's not very bright. It's a light color, and then it fades to a gray color eventually. If that's on something that was outdoors and is moved to a new location in the spring, when they hatch, you could have a new infestation.
Wow.
So, I mean, we were discussing...
This is a dispute.
Yes.
Okay, you go ahead and ask.
All right, because
I want to know
there's a little bit of controversy to this.
Yeah.
On, you know, when you see an adult spotted lanternfly, you're supposed to step on it, right? Like, that's what I remember last year. We all went out and did it.
Well, I thought when they first showed up in Philadelphia, they were telling us don't step on them and use all that sticky tape around your trees and stuff so they can't crawl up. What do we do?
Yeah.
Do we step on them or not?
Oh, I see both sides there. So we definitely don't want to move them. And if you see them in a local area, it is a good idea to kill them to prevent them from laying eggs that'll show up next year. But traps can be very effective, and you can capture a lot through traps. However, with the sticky traps, we want to make sure we have something covering that, because when the spotted lanternfly land there, woodpeckers get interested in that, and there have been cases when we've captured birds inadvertently. So there are some traps. There's a circle trap you can find information about online. And those sticky traps can be okay, but we want to cover them with some kind of screening.
And we're showing notes on our screen. We were about what to do if you see one of those egg masses, because if you can stop them from even getting out there, that's beneficial to everyone.
It is. If you find one of those egg masses and you scrape that off, put it into a bag, you put some rubbing alcohol in there, that will kill those. And yeah, as I mentioned before, we definitely don't want to move those egg masses.
And you sort of touched on this a little bit, right? The concerns about these lanternflies continuing to spread, say, getting into the southeast, into the west. I mean, these are areas where there's a lot of farming. A lot of our food comes from these areas. I guess that's one of the big concerns.
There is a big concern about that, especially among grape growers, because this really impacts grapes. Late in the season, those adult spotted lanternflies fly into vineyards, and they are an insect that feeds on the sap, and they can deplete the reserves in the grape plants. So in those grape-producing areas particularly, we're concerned. But it can be a nuisance wherever it occurs, especially in large numbers in backyard trees.
Brian Eshenaur, no one messes with my wine. It's going to be war. Brian Eshenaur, thank you so much.
Thank you.